BackRoomLabs here, guys. It's been a little while since my last video, but I have been saving money and I'm going to have a couple deliveries showing up in the next few days. But this is the first one that arrived, and this is 600 watts worth of Amorphous solar cells from Uni Solar. These are the flexible cells. Uni Solar went out of business a few years ago, and all of their stock went out to different people for private sale. So this is what a completed cell from Uni Solar would have looked like. They came in long strips, usually one cell wide. Most of the time they were 24 volts. Some of the cells came with a sticky backing on them, so they could be easily rolled out onto a metal roof, similar to this here. Of course, the cells that I'm using will not be flexible because they're going to be mounted to the sliding glass door. But this gives you an idea what the cells were originally designed for. So this is how they showed up. I was a little scared about the packaging when it showed up, but after I opened it up and realized how the cells were built, they are totally different than the poly or monocrystalline cells. These are actually printed. Let me grab one out of here. These were for flexible panels, and the amorphous cell is actually printed onto a stainless steel backing. As you can see here, these are fairly flexible in both directions. So like I said, there was 100 of them in this box, and for a 12 volt system that should give me about 600 watts. They are pre-tabbed. On the back here is the negative tab, one on that side and one on that side, and when you flip them over, this is your positive tab on that side and your positive tab on this side. I have one here hooked up to a voltmeter, and in direct sunlight with no shade, putting about 1.9 volts. The cool thing about the amorphous cells is when they are shaded, they'll still produce 80% of their rated power. So I'll take this and we will completely shade that out, and you see our voltage is 1.5 volts, 1.6 volts, full sun, 1.9 volts. Now I have hooked my DC amp meter up, and in full sun we have a little over 2 amps. And that is an operating voltage under that 2 amp load of a little over half a volt. That's on dead short though. Now these cells are considerably larger than what you would find for your poly or mono cells. That being said, I am looking at using some tempered glass from sliding glass doors to build the panels out of. To get the appropriate voltage I need, I'm going to have to put 10 or 11 of these in series to make one string for charging 12 volt batteries. A friend of mine has a few sliding glass door sets that he's going to sell me for a relatively cheap price. He's just been storing them forever, and now I have found a use for them. Once I get a set over here, I will see how the cells will fit on the glass from the sliding glass door to see if it is a viable option. Next, these cells are not encapsulated, so they're open to the atmosphere and weather, so they will need to be encapsulated. I've looked up SliGuard, which is an encapsulating 2-part epoxy made specifically for solar cells. That is one option. The other option is the Tedlar, which is a clear plastic that you will lay across the cells and use a heat gun to melt it, and that will become your encapsulant. So those are 2 options I'm looking at. It's going to be a little while before I get the sliding glass doors over here, so once that happens I will figure out how these are going to be put together, and then I will post a video of the build process. Thanks for watching.